Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. In today's session, you can just go ahead and ask me any question that have in your mind. Okay, just anything that you want to ask me. There are always so many messages. Regrettably, I don't able to read all that, but I would like to answer all the questions that I receive in this session. And this is related to that. And of course, we'll talk about the DevOps market, getting freelancing projects, and not just that. We'll talk about the Dev in AI that is talk of the news in the industry right now. And is it the AI really going to take away our job or not? Of course, we'll talk all of that. What I'll talk about. Okay, so no worries. First question. Okay. By the way, the customary of joining live is when you're joining, let me know from where you're joining, and if you have any question in your mind, please go ahead and ask that. Okay. And there is an what I believe that no question is small question. You can go ahead and ask any question. Okay. And let me see. LinkedIn also people are joining. Wow, it's good. Okay, from Jayasuri, implementation notes for deployment services from Nginx to implementation of Grafana alerts that you prefer refer apart from documentation kind of. Jaya, can you like clarify the question more? Like I got to that from you have some Nginx kind of implementation for alerts that you want, or maybe Nginx data you want to fetch to Grafana. But what you want to achieve, just clarify, and I will definitely answer that. Okay. Hey Ashish, Ashish, I have a question. Sir, which freelancing platform is good for DevOps engineer who is a beginner, and should we stick to one platform or multiple? Okay, it's a very good question. Okay, so if you are a fresher, for freshers to get a DevOps engineer role is extremely tough. Okay, it's not easy. Like anybody can, any experienced engineer you ask, they will tell the same thing. Okay, but it's not like that fresher engineer not getting a DevOps job. They're still getting it, right? So it will be competition. I mean, there will be a lot of competition. There will be a lot of tough interviews, but you can still get it if you have the right skills. Now, should you stick to only one platform or should you stick to like all the? I will say there are not many freelancing platforms which have the DevOps and cloud roles. But what I have seen during TopTel, just if you can get the vetting process clear and there is an interview, final interview with the client, if you can clear that phase, you can get very good package and the competition is a bit lower there. Okay. Now, there are sites, for example, Upwork, there is freelancing.com, and there are, if you just go to Google and you find search about the freelancing gig sites, we'll get the big list. Okay, so you can try from there. I mean, what I have done when I started, I think I started around 8 9 years back, right? That moment, I mean, for to me, getting the first job as a freelancer, okay, was the most priority. And I don't care, it's a small job, it's a $10 job, it's a $5 per hour. I just want to somehow get one client first, uh, get some more freelancing experience, talk with the client because clients speak in very fluent English, and I'm not a English speaking guy, to be honest. Like I had some English speaking experience while studying the college, but I'm actually a Bengali medium guy. Okay, so that is one phase that I have to uh, talking to client and keep talking and talking. So we talked 1 year and more with the client, and then we get to I mean, at least I get to clear more on the English part. Okay, so that is if you're already native English. I'm not native, but if you're good at English speaking, that you're already ahead of the most of the competition because the communication is very important while talking or preaching for the client or maybe the interviews, which is very important. Okay, now that is the one thing, that the communication has to be really good. And as your answer to the question that should it be that I think that one platform or many, I will say, like as I started, I opened my account to all the platforms. Then when I started building my client base, when I have enough clients, more than I think 30 clients I have, I stopped. Like I deleted my profile from all the freelancing websites because those are not working anyway. I'm not getting, I'm beating or not getting. I don't even, that point I didn't require that anymore because I already built a client base. I have a client reference chain. So if I really want to get a job, I can just go, and there are a lot of clients already asking, whenever you are free, just let us know and we have a job for you. Okay, so I have that kind of client. I have worked with them 4 years, 5 years, right? So I already have built that base, but not everyone at the beginning can have that base. So for me, the first client was Steve. I think it's the year 2014 probably. So when I started, it was only I think $5 per hour, to be honest. but that it increased and increasing, keep increasing, and that happened over the year. But the getting first clients was a bit tough, and I think I used the that time Odesk was the platform, which I think now Upwork. That is the one that I used to get my first client, and then on I didn't have to look back anymore. It is always client and the references and all that. It worked out really well for me. Now, the next question is that hi Sandeep, want to change role from support role to DevOps. Give me guidance or roadmap on how to shift. I actually, have one. If you go to my LinkedIn profile, just show you. If you go, I mean, I have already written the map, so I think then I don't have to repeat. You just go to my LinkedIn, and if you go to there's a one section all post and this. Okay, I think where is that article section? Yeah, there if you go, there is I think already a DevOps. It's not the latest one. Yeah, DevOps roadmap. I will just paste the link. Okay, because I already have built that. I'm written the article where I mentioned all the tool technologies required, the courses and everything I have already mentioned. So I don't have to repeat. You can just go to that particular. Even I get this from DevOps. There is a site called DevOps something. I got the image from there also. This is not the image I made, right? So I copied that image from that roadmap.sh. Some site was there, and then I've given all my own views there. So you can just get one from that. Okay. Now, let me come to the LinkedIn questions. I think I'm reading only the YouTube comments, which will be not fair. So let me start reading the LinkedIn comments. Okay. I have, okay. I'll try to share this one. I don't know if you can visible or not. Let me make it big. Let me make enough big screen. Okay. So you can, thank you, Shep. I think that's fine. I just can, man, hard to handle. Okay, so this is it. Okay, so it's that from Shurabuddin Malik that I have no coding knowledge. Can I move to DevOps? Okay, now if you ask me honestly, I will say no. In reality, actually, even that was one of my important point today. That how much the coding is involved in a DevOps field, and if I'm being honest, I'm doing coding daily. No, I mean, actually, I'm wearing multiple hats. It's not that I'm working as only DevOps engineer. I'm working as a senior solution architect software engineer for one company, then DevOps engineer, cloud engineer. 2 3 clients I always have in my pocket, so that I never go out of job in any bad thing happen. Okay, this is because we have to plan according to that way. At a time you can go out of job for one client. It's possible, like it's not ever possible to like you get a kick out from all the opportunities or the clients you have. No, so you have to plan that way first of all. Okay, that's just to say the things. But let's come to the topic that this coding knowledge required, absolutely required. There is no such thing like if without coding, without automation is the operations. If you want to have a DevOps, now DevOps is a very big scope. There is a like multiple definitions, but the easiest one or easiest definition I can give you, anything that is required to release the product faster. I mean, of course, I'm talking about the tech products. You have to do. If it's required automation, do it. Is it required CI/CD? Do it. Is it required the infra as a code? So whatever is required, you do it. There is no particular definition of a DevOps engineer, to be honest. But yes, to do automation, you need coding. To do implementing, say, infra as a code, there also you need maybe not the programming language, but you to learn one particular syntaxes. For example, Terraform, you need to learn HCL. For example, is cloud formation. You need to have basic knowledge of YML, but not just YML. You have to learn about the components of, say, cloud formation. For example, Pulumi. There you must know the like one programming language. Maybe it's Python, maybe it's Go, maybe it's JavaScript, whatever that you prefer, but you need one programming language. So without any programming language, it is impossible at current market state to get a DevOps job. Now, if you ask me, Sandeep, how much programming required, I will say mid-level. And what is that mid-level I'm talking about? Mid-level I'm talking about, syntaxes, how to work with the APIs, how to integrate the packages or say open source or any third-party packages, how to develop smaller application, medium application. I'm not talking about the end-to-end implementation of complex business application. I'm just talking about simpler application or say automation script development. Those that will be enough. Okay, so that knowledge is required. Okay, I hope that I able to explain that that coding is required, and not just that. Even to pass the DevOps interviews, I think the second phase of the most of the DevOps interviews actually some coding round. Okay, so initially first round is actually the maybe tech discussion or maybe HR discussion, and they don't know about anything about the technology. Second is the technical recruiter. Now there is many services also where like AI tools also getting utilized to screen your record your screen and do that. But anyway, it's the uh, programming round, the second round or maybe third round. It'll be based on the structure of the interview. Okay, but there is one that coding round is there, or programming round is there that you have to pass, and for that you need any backend programming. Now, I'm telling any backend programming, but as for the like what I have seen going through like countless job listing or say my experience, it's the Python or Go. If you are just starting with some any programming language, if you have one programming language knowledge, then you directly jump to say Go. If you don't have any prior programming knowledge, you just want to get started with the programming, then start with Python. Okay, that I can tell you. Now, okay, I'll come to all the. Today, I have a goal that I will not miss a single question. So keep asking question. I can guarantee you, I'm going to cover all the question. Okay, not missing any question. I see complaint that Sandip you missed question. But today I'm not going to give you that complaint. I will give you the option to complain. I will answer all the question. Okay. But by the way, if you're on YouTube, please make sure to like the video so that it reaches to people. Okay, that's very important, and share also with other people. And LinkedIn, I'm very confident in these guys. You guys are all like, so it's fine. Okay. So ABC, I don't know your full name, but anyway, data analysts build dashboards, data engineers build pipelines. What does DevOps engineer do? Very good question. By the way, data engineers, they do deal with data, right? But DevOps engineer, you cannot just they can do the say database implemented database management or database automation. Of course, that is like some data jobs is there, but most cases the development. So say you are a developer, okay, you're a data analyst, you are working in some Python script, you make changes to the Python script. It could be some maybe one-off script, or maybe it's a proper application. Now, the moment you're making a code change, that need to be deployed. Now, there is a 10 copy of instances or maybe pods running or whatever it is. Say 10, I mean, in production environment, one single copy of your application instance not enough, right? You need multiple copies of that to load, distribute the load, and as well as as the traffic increase, you have to keep adding more copies of your application to handle the load. That's the basics. Okay. Now, as a data engineer, do you know how to scale the applications? Do you know how to do the load balancing? Do you know how to like deploy the latest code changes to all these instances? Do you know how to monitor the entire infra and debug it and fix it? So there are like, again, DevOps is a very big thing, but the primary responsibilities are around this. The data, of course, as you say, data engineers builds data pipelines, but is the DevOps engineer do the development pipeline, right? And sometimes, of course, as a DevOps engineer in the past, I do also have to implement data pipelines also with the help of the data engineer. As a request, they give the code and all. Sandip make the pipeline so that it have the processing. They help. We just sit together and we combinely implement it. Okay, because I might be new to it and they are already doing it for long, but they are more focused on actual business logic rather than these pipelines or deployment, because this is not their core area. They are not concerned about that. They are concerned with the application performance, but not how it's getting deployed to the clusters. Okay. So anyway, so DevOps engineer does it all. Again, as I said at the very beginning, that a DevOps engineer goal is to release the product faster, deploy the things faster, and whatever they have to do it. If they have to implement data pipelines, they also have to do it. Okay, because there is no hard and set rules, or there is no proper definition like that also. Okay, so that is one thing. DevOps engineer have to do CI/CD pipeline. They have to do the infra as a code. They have to do automation. They have to maintain kind of feedback flow from the dev to the operation to dev, and many more. If I keep talking about that, okay. Now, sir, any news of a new batch? I asked the question last one too. I'm waiting for December. I took a mention from you in top mate probably in December. Prashant, I think what happened, I will tell you. I got projects. I'm a freelancer, right? And the pressure is extremely high. Okay. So it's very hard for me to start a new batch, and with maintaining, and the family is there and other responsibilities, which is hard. If I get free anytime, I will definitely start a batch, but not at the moment. Unfortunately, I'm kind of full. Even, I mean, I'm working on this Kubernetes plugin development video long time. I'm not getting time to edit it and release it. Think about how much pressure I am right now. So just Saturday and Sunday I have some time. Other days are very very high packed. Even I'm going to Bangalore. That's a very high tension, to be honest, because I have to, like, while even traveling. I you don't believe me, when I'm traveling through a bike, I have to, like there's a problem happening in the production. I have to stop the bike. I have to open my laptop, fix the issue, and then continue bike. That is the situation I'm in. So it's very hard for me, to be honest, to start a batch. But whenever I get free, maybe after 2 months, 3 months, whatever it is, I will definitely start a batch. Okay, don't worry. Okay, it's from Ashish. Said, please give me some project ideas to basics to advanced DevOps engineering. See, there are already many such examples. You just Google about it. I like how I started DevOps engineering. Like, I search about Google, I go to Google, like search for the ideas and get a lot of ideas. Another very good way, just go to the freelancing sites and you search about the DevOps keyword. You will see full list of the requirements. Why not you just choose from there? That's more like real life. Now, if you want something basic, also why not just have a say basic HTML? You get it from Envato or any free site, the HTMLs. If it's WordPress, even better. Then why not try to deploy it to a particular say all like in particular infra could have been in one load balancer. If it's very first time you're doing it, load balancer, then auto scaling groups, then deploying to the particular instances, then like having a CI/CD pipeline for the particular application, then metric collection, having a clear dashboard for the application, then integrate maybe Prometheus, Grafana. That is, for example, like there are log, what is that? Loki for the logs and all that. So there are many tools available, right? So like slowly, you have to kind of implement all that thing. As a starter, start like first. I mean, you don't. I mean, one programming is required, as I say in the beginning. So have one application developed that you should be able to do it. If not, then start programming first, then do into then think about the DevOps complete flow implementation. So first, you have to actually have a basic, like maybe just develop a API or maybe a site and then host it. Whatever it is easy to you, you start with that. Then you slowly go for complexity. Then you can have a say proper front end, back end, like three-tier application development. Then maybe Kubernetes and Docker and Kubernetes. So slowly increase the complexity and have it there. Okay, so start with something very small, very basic, and then you make it complicated. Have say deploy the three-tier application in normal EC2 instance or maybe other compute. Then you try to do with say Kubernetes. Then like in Kubernetes itself, you have the scaling, you have multiple deployment methods like rolling deployment, blue green deployment, shadow, canary. You experiment all that. That's because in real environment, in reality, these are the things happening, the client, not just client, the development leads expecting from you. Okay, so have that ready. Okay. Yeah, from Ashish, and sorry, Anish, Golang DevOps. Yeah, of course, right. Golang DevOps is the killer combo at this moment. Okay. Shankar, I see. Let me see, Shankar, if I missed it. Shankar. Oh, sorry. I think I missed it. Sorry. Okay. So Shankar question is it important to know OpenShift technology for container orchestration like RH, OCP, OKD, and OpenShift Kubernetes? I will not say it's mandatory or of course important in terms of learning, but it's not mandatory because in my like this many years success, I have learned the OpenShift technology, but I for on a single project I have never worked on it. And already how many years? I think 12 years passed, right? So in 12 years working as a freelancer, uh, not for a single time I got a chance to work on OpenShift. I work with Kubernetes many projects. I even can't keep a count of the Kubernetes project I worked on or Docker related projects, right? But with OpenShift, I have never worked. So from my experience, what I've seen from the market demand, it's not important. But I will say rather focus on Kubernetes because you will have a lot of career opportunities on Kubernetes. Okay, this is not like in single word answer is not mandatory. Okay, let's see. Please give so many ideas. You missed my, I think, question. Uh, how? Okay, it's one of the very common question I get. How much DSA or CP is required for DevOps? Is it necessary to clear interview? Okay, if your target is to big companies, like big companies like all this, Google, Apple, like Amazon, all these big companies, you understand when I'm talking about big companies, you understand that, right? So all these companies have a standard selection procedure, 5 or 6 stages based on wherever team you're applying for. The first stage is the basic HR interview. Second step is the this DSA CP round or coding round. Then third is to talk with the senior manager. Fourth is talk with the management, and fifth is the final kind of negotiation. Okay, that's the basic thing I have seen today. I mean, seen throughout my experience and while talking with the students and all that. Okay, now for mid-level companies or normal startup companies, DSC is absolutely not required. I have not seen that. Even big companies also, they just need the DSA for clearing the interview. And I talk with a lot of engineers. Okay, like we sit in a drink. I mean, not in say coffee table. Okay, and we have a coffee. We talked about all these things in company. Did you use the DSA to enter? Yes. Did you ever use in your life? No. So that is the reality. But just to crack the interview in bigger companies, you need the DSA. But in real life, it's very less usage is there. Okay, unless it's like you're developing application where the DSA is absolutely required. For DevOps, it's really get used, to be honest. Okay, now of course, so the big companies require, medium companies, startup companies not required. So what is required then? If the DSA and CPE is not required for the smaller startup or say mid-level companies, they have a coding round. Not the DSA, but coding. Normal some challenges, maybe log reading, maybe some implementation, maybe some automation script, maybe some scripting. That is there. Okay, you can be a little bit brave. Okay, and ask the interview what will be the problem statement. Is it will be just you can directly clearly ask, is that DSA or normal kind of technical coding round? They will simply say normal coding round, and what is your prefer? Like if the job itself states that it's the Python is required, understand that Python will be the language challenge. Okay, or say the coding problem that you will be getting is in the Python. Okay, one of the biggest challenge I faced while giving all these interviews, because I am a polyglot programmer. What is that? I know JavaScript, Python, Go, Rust, and all that because I work with different clients, and it is extremely hard to for me. Like say right now I'm working on Python. Some problem statement comes, someone asking me, immediately switch to Go. Immediately I cannot hit that. I need 1 hour or 2 hour to get like remember all the syntaxes, all the coding pattern, all that. That I can do it. But what happens in the like, say programming interview cases? Like I know what is but just before giving interview, maybe I had to work with the client for some other programming language. Then I see a challenge for me. Okay, but for you it will be not that case. You will be maybe working in a single programming language and you will be challenged in that particular programming language, so you will not have the problem like me. Okay, so don't worry on that. Just be prepared, and that will be enough. Oh, it's I want to assist you in your projects. How to approach the thing is that okay, I will tell you honestly what happens when a client assign the projects. Of course, it's a matter of how to tell it, secrecy, and it's all big projects because they're willing to hire a senior engineer like me, and they expect the secrecy. They expect the kind of what to call it. Now that I'll be delivering that. Okay, so assisting on that, it will be like a breaching of the contract itself, which I don't do. Instead of that, what I do usually is like I share say open source projects. I did I think 2 or 3 projects I've shared like while giving you demos and all that. You can try on that. I can give you the ideas, that's fine. But actual project sharing will be a big problem because of the NDA or the contract statement that I have signed. Okay, that is a problem part. It's not like I don't want to, like I can't because of the contract that I've signed. Okay. By the way, I'm coming to Bangalore. So if you are from Bangalore, I'll be happy to meet. I'm coming to AWS Community Day. I'm actually coming to Bangalore on 21st night. So I'm not counting that day at all. Then on 22, sorry, on 2nd March, I'll be completely free. I'm not like, I'll be working by the way that day, but I can of course meet with people. If you are coming to Community Day on 23rd, it's fine. We can meet directly there. If you're not coming, if maybe you didn't got approved of that, because of course many people are trying to come and attend, only selected people will be getting the confirmation. So in that case, don't worry. Just it's okay, we can meet on 20 seconds, just maybe a DM me in my LinkedIn, or maybe you can comment here also. Or I think best way is actually DM me in LinkedIn, because I think LinkedIn I purchased the package so that I can, my message can stay open, so anyone can message me. It's hard to read all the messages, but believe me, Anish, know that I do try to reply as soon as possible. Okay, so of course, that for new batch, keep in pool, I will wait till the time. Of course. It will be great. Scoring Ashu, can AI? Oh, I think yeah, that's one of the topic I want to cover. Okay, so can AI replace job for the DevOps fresher? I don't think so. You know why? Okay, so what is this new fear unlocked? What is that? By the way, whoever like commenting on LinkedIn, I have to see that. Don't worry, I will come all the question in the LinkedIn as well. So you can keep asking the LinkedIn as well. Nothing problem. I see a lot of question on LinkedIn. So I think YouTube few remaining. Then I will come to the LinkedIn comments as well. Okay. Oh my God, it's already more than 30. So not 30, 20. Anyway, I'll come to that. Let me answer this one, and let me see if anyone have asked in here also. So let me just where to put it. Just make it a big. I think yeah, it's important to see the question and not me. Fine. Okay. So let me see if AI related any question. Can you conduct DevOps bootcamp? Okay, understand my career. I said did you? And Grafana operator, I did worked on projects, but not too much. Okay. I think this is the. I think Ashutosh. I think commented here also. Can I replace the DevOps fresher? Okay. So what happened is that there is a Devin AI released by I think Ignition. I think what some code ignition lab. I forgot the name, but some company in the I think US released a Devin AI. What it does, like a normal developer, they can like have the same tool access. It have the AI model, like, say large model implemented on that. It can automatically search Google for say code or say documentation site to fix it. Now, to be honest, it's okay for now. I mean, in future, nobody knows. Okay, but at this moment, or maybe for next 2 to 3 years, this is not a challenge for you, because see, it can solve the normal smaller problems or any very specific problems. But when it's come to very complex, okay, then you will see it is failing. And okay, it's like they are make it live, but there are many countless projects like say Devin AI, the virtual software engineer like that, which started, but they failed to deliver, or failed to meet the investors' expectation, and they shut down. We we are not certain, we're not 100% sure what's going to happen, but at least for next 2 to 3 years, I can say this is not going to impact you. But what if your greatest fear come true? Okay, see, I don't think so that it will happen. But what you can do, you just have to know that there are some things that AI cannot do yet, or in the future also will be hard to problem, because it had to interact, get the all the requirements for the customers clearly. Then customization level, I think it's very hard to get. It's okay for simple projects, but it is not possible to build complex projects with the AI in the software. As per my current understanding, in future it might change, but I see very less chance of that. Okay, so don't worry, they'll just like chat gpt, there will be a lot of things. Even just touch your heart and say, when you debug with the chat gpt, or say you ask a question to chat gpt, what happens? This is a solution. And what I personally seen, more than the answer, it's make the problem more difficult. It is very hard to do it. For smaller is fine. When the difficulty is complex, I have seen like chat gpt giving wrong answer and absolutely wrong answer, which make your debugging more bad. Okay, instead you just go and like, what I've seen, if you just google about it, you might find the answer more faster way. Okay, but what happening, okay, with the in the age of reels, you have less patience now. So you go to like these tools, get the answer, you just paste it, and then you see, oh, it's not working. It's like my life is finished. It's not like that. You just go and normal google it. Like when we started, or when we did the developments, we didn't have the access to chat gpt or such tools. We keep googling about it, maybe a bit of solution here, a bit of solution there, then we combine, then we debug, we solve it. So that should be the process for now also. Smaller problems, okay, ChatGPT fine, but it's a complex problem. I don't think ChatGPT can perform well even now. Okay, in future nobody knows, but currently it is not enough. Okay, so don't like overthink about all that. Just focus on your skill set, learn things, implement, uh, work on a very real life projects, and you will be much better place. Okay, so don't worry on that. So the question to the, I mean, to answer to the question, can AI replace the DevOps solution? No, they cannot. For next, I mean, I can guarantee 5 years. Okay, for 5 years they cannot do that. So I mean, anyway, freshers job, like fresher DevOps engineer job, anyway is very difficult to be honest. You first, actually, what you should do, come to the web development, a normal development, and say maybe web development, system engineer, maybe cloud engineer, or those kind of roles. Then you later, after 2 3 years, you make a switch to DevOps. Okay, because that by that time you know how the SDL, like full software development flow works, how to debug things, how to fix things, programming, like any programming, a backend programming, better way. All those things actually required to become a DevOps engineer. Okay, so that is one thing that is required. Let's see any other question. Okay, my face. Okay, let's see what question I have. I will come to the other question as well, but let me answer some LinkedIn question. Okay. Hi Sandeep, I'm working as a senior PL developer looking for switching to cloud technology. Okay, so if you are already PL so mainly the say SQL engineer or the data engineer, not data, it's a database engineer. You have to learn, as I say, the beginning also. You know, have to know about the programming, some debugging of the Linux or say Windows systems. Then learn about say at least about the core services of one particular cloud, then infra as a code, then say um, configuration management you Ansible or similar kind of tool, and then the monitoring of the things, and of course collecting logs, debugging, more debugging in the cloud services. That will be a good start. Okay, then you can start the switch, have the skills ready so that you can make the switch. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, enough LinkedIn. Again, come to me on the YouTube. I have to balance both places. Okay, so this is the question. Okay, so there are a lot of confusion regarding tool used for DevOps. Kindly enlist the primary tools. Start the journey as DevOps. Okay, simply I will answer that one because this is important. So the very first thing, of course, you guys know, but I will repeat: the Linux and C scripting. This is absolutely required because the all the CI/CD pipeline you develop, we use uh, the scripting heavily. Okay, even for the automation also, many case system automations, cron job, like those cases scripting get used heavily even now, and in future also it will be there. The second thing is the like Linux and scripting fine, but it's not like whatever you want you always get that. There will be Windows system. So Windows system, how to add the volume, how to manage the network, and all that. Like for a Linux system, what you do, what you learn, similar to Windows system, you also have to master. Okay, not master, but at least workable knowledge you need. Because if you work on future while working, you will learn and you can solve the problems. Okay, that is there. Addition to that, then there is one programming language. So I will say Python, so to start. Then the CI/CD, start with the open source. By the way, if someone tell you that no, Jenkins not getting used, they don't know the industry. Because I have worked, even recent also I've worked on many Jenkins projects. Okay, so in many companies right now, Jenkins still getting utilized, Jenkins still there. So I will suggest you to learn the Jenkins, because right now in production environment, Jenkins getting used heavily. Okay, even I'm helping out many people who are kind of working. They coming to me with Jenkins problems. I think last 2 weeks, I think high consultant 5 engineers who are working on Jenkins production projects, and they come to me, they share the screen, so maybe there's a problem, how to fix it. I help them fix it. Okay, so it's still, even I worked myself also when I was going through the different job requirements, Jenkins was there. So Jenkins, I will suggest you to learn it. At least learn about the Jenkins, the Groovy scripting, how to deploy and how to build, and of course how to deploy if there is a requirement of such. Okay, so that is there. Then as a cloud, I will say cloud, start with the in. Cloud is very subjective. Okay, if you have any prior knowledge any cloud, just master that one first, because other cloud you can just make a mental model. Okay, this is the EC2 instance, then in Google is Google Compute, in Azure is the virtual machines. So this is the way you can mind map. Okay, this will be a very good start. If not, you are just very fresher guy, you don't know where to start, I will say AWS is very good place to start. I mean, good place to start on. because it's very easy to start. You have enough resources, free and paid. Of course, you can start the free. In YouTube, if you go and search about it, there is endless solution, endless courses available, completely free of cost. Okay, you can just go and pick anything that you like. You understand the author, whoever you understand, you can start with them. Then after you learn the basic of the cloud, you practice it, and then you move to the infra as a code. What is infra as a code? It is, instead of creating the cloud resources manually, you use the infra as a code tools to create that via your command line or maybe automation. And what are the famous tools there? Of course, you know about the Terraform. Now Terraform have some made some kind of policy changes, which is why there is a fork of Terraform, which is the open tofu. So either you start with Terraform, which is okay. Most cases still will be working with Terraform, or you want to do with the OpenTofu. The syntax are similar, so you should be no problem with that. After that, configuration management. What is the configuration management tools? It is, you have 100 system or it's 1,000 system. You want to do patching of the system. You want to do some kind of configuration changes, say file changes, or maybe installing a software, uninstalling a software, restarting the servers. All this basic operation kind of stuff you want to automate at a very huge scale. For example, 10 virtual machine or instances, or maybe 100 instances, physical or maybe virtual, whatever is the case. You can do all this kind of automation. You can achieve the automation using the tool like Ansible, Solstice, and Vagrant. But industry standard is Ansible. Okay. What is the next then? Then you have the, for example, the this monitoring tools. There is Grafana, Prometheus, I think, Log, Loki, and many other. If you go to CNCF, they will find countless. So go for the most most getting utilized project for log analysis. And there is, of course, this what do you call it, thing. There is a collection of the logs, and I forgot the term. I'm working on that, but still forgetting the term. Anyway, when I remember, I'll tell you. So that is, in cases there are many tools. You just have to see the what is the market demand. You can of course utilize the, like, go to any job listing site and see what is the monitoring tool you are doing. Okay, that will be good to start. And I think a normal, say, whatever cloud you're working on, that cloud will have the monitoring tool. You have to, like, whatever cloud you choose as your primary cloud learning, make sure you master that tool also. Okay, this is the kind of basic stuff. Now if you think about other tools on this, like in the, for example, CI/CD part, as this is Jenkins, but sometimes there is GitHub Actions, sometimes there is GitLab CI/CD, sometimes there is, if you are talking about a particular cloud, that cloud might have its own CI/CD tool. For example, AWS have the code pipeline, code build, code deploy tool. So you have to learn all those kind of things. Don't try to learn all at once. Just choose something, get started, understand the concept, understand how it's working, the architecture, the implementation, the requirements. The question is how it's happening, and the coding part of that. You do that, then you slowly can learn other things. So don't rush it. Do it slowly but steadily. Okay. Now I think that is one question. As a DevOps, okay, from Ashish, as a DevOps engineer, do not create app, but what are the things we should know, like about the app and build tools? See, as a DevOps engineer, of course, you don't develop the complete app, because this is not our job, to be honest. But as a fresher, if you're just starting, learn about how to do develop application, learn about how to build, then minimize, protect it security wise, then deploy it and all that, because you will be required, question will be regarding that as well. Okay, now if you are a senior engineer, you don't have to deal with the development itself, but you have to maybe suggest the performance improvement, the problem statement, the log analysis, and then giving the feedback to developer. All that you have to do. Now the build, okay, we should know about the app, like build tools, frameworks. Yeah, build tools, there are many build tools based on the programming language. By the way, there will be build tools that you have to master, and whatever you select. Okay, for example, Java is, I think, Maven and is there. For Go, it's already there, the built-in the one. For Python, there is Will is there. So based on the programming language or whatever you're working on, the binary, you will have it. For example, C project, there is CMake is there. So it depends. Okay, but that language specific build tool also, you may not have to do something, because the developer who is responsible for the application, they might assist you on that. Okay, so it's not, don't have to worry on that part much. Okay. Okay, it's from Piyush Kumar. If I do not have a direct experience with DevOps tools in my current organization, I have to learn my own. How to convince interviewer that I have experience? Okay, so if you learn something by your own, and you have to prove the recruiter or the HR that you have the experience, you develop sample projects, but you have to make sure the sample project that you develop is not a copy paste of something, or some, like say in Udemy someone show you, you keep the exact copy, because when they do the double check, okay, you just copied that guy's code and you did nothing, on no customization, nothing from your own. That will be bad. So do develop something unique to you, and then show to the recruiter or demo it. That way the HR, the say hiring lead or hiring engineer, know that you did something, you did good job. That part you have to convey by your hard work only. Okay, so that you have to handle. So yeah, make sure the demo that you develop, the code you develop, it's not a copy paste. That is the only thing you have to take care. Then whatever you learn, whatever you implement it will be good enough. Okay, it's from Kodashu. I am BCA third year student. I want to start my career at DevOps, but India there is no job for AI fresher. Ah, okay. So all freshers, what should I do? Yes, as I say, fresh getting job for fresher in DevOps is tough. I will not say impossible, but because I've talked with many who have achieved it, but it was very tough for them also. Maybe they have given more than 50 interviews, then only selected in 3 or 4. See, the thing is they failed and said, nahi ho raha, it's not like it's not possible. I say keep doing it because you don't have a luxury, and then they keep doing and doing and then they got it. So it's not the easy step for them also, it's not going to be easy for you. What I can suggest, if it's getting very hard for you, join as a normal developer, have a experience of 1 or 2 year, maybe 3 year, then you make a switch and it will be easier for you. That I can suggest. Okay, either you keep trying and luck will click, otherwise you become a developer first, whatever the domain that you preferring, maybe system development, maybe a web development, maybe some system engineer, whatever it is, or maybe system admin. But then you make a switch after 1 or 2 year, maybe 3 year, then you will have a say proper practical experience, then you have a proper this SDLC flow implementation, the communication, all this thing will help you to become a DevOps engineer. Okay, okay. Let's see. Okay, I think I have answered good question on this. So we call it YouTube. Let me come to LinkedIn and see what are the question they have asked. Okay, so let's see. It's from James Fong. Hello everyone, getting from Malaysia. Hi from Malaysia. Okay, I have. Okay, it's from Yash Thakur. I have 1.5 year experience in DevOps, and now I'm looking to for new jobs. For 2 to 3 months, I look to break for certification. I took a break from certifications courses, but I'm not getting confidence that much for interviews. Can you help me with this? Tell me what should I do? Okay, the thing is that certification, all this courses of things is good for learning, but certification can't bring you the job. The experience, the ability to answer the question during interview can only give you the job and perform. So you have to perform the interview. Okay, you have to act the interview. That part is important in order to get a job. So how to do it? You should be trying the mock interviews, you should be giving as many as interviews possible, because there is no kind of easy thing today's world. Okay, as I say, I think many other senior engineers will also say that thing, that there is no click ops anymore. So more of the automation side, what you did, you have to showcase them. More of the programming, the implementation, maybe infra as a code, maybe the say, Ansible playbooks, whatever you did, that kind of stuff you have to highlight. Then only you will be able to get a good job. Not job, good opportunities that is coming, and then you have to of course clear the interviews and you will be able to do it. Okay, okay, I think the first question I missed: can you conduct a DevOps bootcamp where you can teach in DevOps and cloud knowledge? Actually, I started one, I think maybe last year. Then in middle, I think I did some progress, and then it's okay, let's leave it. When I have some programming thing wrapped up, then I will come back. So I will continue that one. I'll give the links later on, you can follow that one. I think I covered the most of the system part, the basics, the infra as a code and all that. I think Kubernetes and Ansible I did, of course, long time back, but that's 4 or 5 year back. Okay, that is not relevant anymore. I have to do fresh content. I will be definitely doing it. I have a plan for that. Okay. So okay, I think that is good enough to start for the, I mean, answer for the LinkedIn. Now let me see the YouTube question. I think a lot of YouTube question added. Okay, let's answer this question. So it's from Moish Asif saying that how to improve Linux concept. I'm very familiar with Linux, can perform all the system admin tasks. Okay, so if you're already good with the basic Linux, do try that automations, say automatically fetching the say API data, then pre-process it, use the JQ or other JSON parsing tool, maybe automatically starts off services and maybe in a particular given time. Do all this kind of automation. Again, what I will suggest for the practice is that go to any freelancing site, search for the system admin or Linux, and see the requirement of things. You will see the reality, the real skill requirement more better. Okay, again, it's not like 100% proof, but it helped me to understand the real life requirements. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. So it's Anish saying that I started my open source journey. CNCF undergrad project, KubeWord, good. Currently working on this, good. On the problem also on the this particular step, I will say anyone following Anish, do it, but make meaningful contribution, just like Anish doing. I've seen his questions, so I understand what he's doing. But if you're planning to make a solid profile in open source and do contribute to CNC, which is good for me, it is time constraint. I'll be not doing it, of course. But if you have time, if you want to gain experience in real life projects or say become part of this kind of projects, you should do it. If you're a student, of course, do it, but make sure you're contributing a proper or say meaningful contribution. Okay, because there is a big debate recently happened when there is like bad thing they're doing to open source. Maybe I think one of my favorite project is Express.js in Node.js, and there people are polluting it. I think from some YouTube channel they got the idea to practice there, which is wrong by the way. You should not practice in this kind of, because there are maintainers who get like this kind of garbage thing happening and they're getting busy, they're getting angry, right? And they also have they need kind of a bit peace, need time for them also, right? So don't do that. Don't make them unnecessarily busy. Just like Anish doing, make meaningful contribution. That will be definitely good for your profile and career. Okay. Then I have it's from Vijay saying that I have completed graduation in 2022, but by I have learned the cloud computing and DevOps, but I have not getting any calls or pressure. What can you suggest me, and can I get a job in situation? I think cloud. Okay, uh, when making the this kind of resumes, you have to see DevOps for freshers is very hard to get. And I even if you ask me, Sandeep, you want to hire a DevOps engineer, a fresher, I might not think of that way. At least for my current company, whatever I'm working on, freelancing, I will hesitate to that. But it's not like if there is a real skilled guy. Like I have know few people who are very skilled who are fresher, but in college life itself, they kind of work with the freelancing projects. Okay, so then they're kind of ready. They can answer, they can perform. Okay, that is the thing. The leads want to see that you can perform the challenges or the tasks you are assigned or not. That is very important. Okay, so that is the point. Freshers is very hard for them also because you're just getting started. The primary focus is for learning and experimenting whatever you're going to do. So what I will suggest you guys, don't think of directly jumping to DevOps. Cloud you can. Cloud you have the cloud engineer role or cloud developer role. For example, developing solution, integrating cloud services. For that, you can find, you can join as a fresher also, because you will learn the SDKs of a particular programming language and then implement it, then maintain it, maybe serverless Lambda implementation, all those kind of stuff are there. You can do it. But DevOps is a bit different. You know why? Because if you just see from the very beginning to now what I'm talking about, there are many tools, combination, many skills required, and very good level, because you'll be handling production environment, right? So it will be kind of very tough to break into DevOps. Not impossible, but tough. Better you have a developer kind of experience, maybe cloud developer, cloud application developer, or maybe normal web developer, whatever it is. You can choose that path and then later become the DevOps engineer. Will be easy for you. Okay. Yeah. By the way, resume wise, you have to be specific. What do you want? Do you want to become a cloud engineer? Do you want to become a DevOps engineer? Do you want to become a cloud DevOps engineer? Because the moment kind of there are not too much difference, but minor differences there. If it's cloud engineer, then you are a DevOps engineer who work with the cloud most. If you're a DevOps engineer, just pure DevOps engineer, you can work with the on-prem or you can work with the cloud both, and you know how things work both ways. Okay, so there is some concept, there is some requirements are there. Again, each and every company, say example role DevOps engineer, every company to company this DevOps engineer role requirement is different. Believe me or not, you go to any say LinkedIn job posting, LinkedIn or any job site, you see that the maybe senior engineer but the skills requirement for each and every role is mostly different. There will be common things, but most there will be some differences. Okay, so that is the thing. It's very hard to do that way. So first do development projects, development job, and then later move to the DevOps. That will be the best choice. Okay. Okay, then see. Okay, 2 3 months will be. I think I answered this one from Yash. I think you guys are both commenting on LinkedIn and here. Okay, is knowing your development necessary for doing being DevOps engineer? The software development, that entire process is important to become a DevOps engineer, as per my experience, because you will be kind of deeply involved into that. Okay, um, and I will say it will be very good if you have a web development experience, because you'll be mostly working with say web development projects. Sometime it will be build related or machine learning based on the company you choose for, but most cases, I think around 75 to 80% of the cases you will be working for web applications. So there, if you have a web development experience, then you're a DevOps engineer. It will be easy for you. Okay. By the way, storm happening. Wow. I hope there is internet will be there. It will not be gone. Okay. 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 I think the answer. Okay. I think yes. I answered that one. When you keep commenting. So yeah. As I say, it is not necessary, but it's better to have the web development experience. Okay. Let's ask the question. Answer the Ayushman question. Do companies actually use Kubernetes operator? If yes, it's a good skill to have in your resume. I mean, yeah, not all companies use it, but if the company have the requirement, of course they will use it. Good to learn or not? Of course, good to learn. Anything that you learn additionally that make you different from other engineers is good to learn. Okay. It's from Rahul Rawat saying that, sir, how much Linux or admin side we should learn? For example, Linux patching, CSA. Yeah. So mainly the security part, the Linux patching, Linux upgrades. Main cases upgraders are very say sought for, because most of the interview cases they will ask like how you want to, how can you upgrade the Linux system or Windows system. Both you have to learn anyway, but Linux specifically, the volume, so mounting, adding the shared or network storage, all those things they ask. Then there are different say fstab commands, then this system where the system logs are, how you can do this kernel panning happening, why, how to check the system log, how to debug the system, how to do the check the networking config, all these things they will be asking. And actually in production environment that is required as well. Okay. Okay, what is next? Wow, it's very high level storm happening. Sir, it's from Mallikarjuna. Hi, sir. About IT jobs and layoffs. Okay, that's a kind of also another talk of the town. IT jobs and layoffs. So, I started in the year 2000, 2012 and 2018. Just within 4 years, there was a big layoff. Kind of this recession that happened. Okay. It didn't impacted me much because I was a kind of a mid fresher guy. My payment was not that huge like now right now. Okay, I was not charging like that. That time I was not a burden, not burden. I'll say I was not that costly to the company. I was a kind of profitable resource for the company. Unless, I mean, until you are a profitable resource for any company for normal job, they will not lay off. The moment they see profit is falling, or say it's a chance to kind of kick out the additional resources in the name of layoff, they will do it just to kick out the additional resources. They like most of the companies, they have a very bad habit of overhiring, because to maybe show to the kind of their requirements for many phases. I will not go to that deep, but they have requirements to hire people, and they, after that things are done, that the requirements met, then they have no requirement anymore, they want to kick it. But there are government rules, there are norms, there are news, and all that bad things will happen. The bad will, like the good will get affected, and they will have some bad wills, right? So which they don't want. But there is an ongoing layoff happening. One company doing big company doing layoff. So Bhati Ganga mein haath dholo. So all the companies who have the additional resources which they don't need, maybe bench resources, they want to kick off. Then they want to do layoff. Okay. Oh. I hope I stay connected. Okay. But yeah, so the thing is that layoffs, the recession, the things will be there. The important thing is to have the right, like the trending skill, the right skills. if you have a development skill, it will stay for long, I can tell you. Then additional so kind of skills, of course, cloud specialization, DevOps specialization, DB specialization, or AI, or for example this other specialization will be good choice to have. Okay, whatever is your more interest, you should be going for that one. Okay. What is okay, what is the additional stuff? Hope that I'm still, wow. Okay, I'm just checking for additional comments, guys. So to give me some time. Most relevant. Wow, lot of question. I'm going to check the. I'm coming to the. I will come to the LinkedIn within few minutes. Let me clear up all the YouTube comments. Okay, so working as a virtualization engineer, had a 10 experience. Good. I'm planning to switch to DevOps. How does it work for me? So you already have virtualization engineer, so you have system knowledge, good system knowledge. You know the debugging of the system, virtualization. If you have system development knowledge, I think it will be not that tough for you. Okay, I don't know exactly what are the skills you have. What are the skills I told from the beginning to video, like say development experience, the cloud experience, the system management experience, Linux, all this kind of thing. Then this what do you call it, infra as a code. So if you have all those additional skills, then it will be kind of I will not say easiest cake, but it will be easier for you to make a switch. Okay, after 30 as a fresher with AWS situation, okay, Vivek, you make me worry. I will not say it's impossible, but the thing is that after 30 as a fresher AWS, I mean 30, I can assume as an age, right? It will be tough, not impossible to get opportunities, but the payment that will be getting as a fresher will be very less. Okay, with certification or not, like fresher having a certification will be beneficial if you want to join into a partners part. Also, every cloud say solution service providers have a partner. Okay, gold partner, premium partner, preferred partner, XYZ partner, and they have a requirement to hire the certified engineers, okay, certified DevOps guys, or this kind of stuff. So if you do have cloud certification of such, say AWS, Azure, and that's partnered to other companies, for they mainly select these companies for the migration projects, for say maybe whatever project they come to with, they forward. Those cases, having certification will be good. For learning, of course, it's a good choice, but just to certify to get a job, it will be tougher. Okay, but 30 and then being a fresher in AWS DevOps, which is tough. It's not impossible, but you'll have to face a lot of hardships. Okay. Uh, I long time no see. To be honest, I don't. Okay, I think I given the thoughts on Devlin. It is okay. It's a thing that is to get a marketing gimmick and to gain the attractions. It's good, but I don't think it's functional or it is doing, because unless, see, the moment you release it, then you'll see a lot of problems. What are the things that actually do? Demo purpose is fine, smaller basic problem, but the real life complexities it might not. Of course, it is just showing it that it's solving some of the say this we I mean this freelancing project, but you don't know all the details. So you have to know about that, then to decide, okay, Devin is actually can do or not, and it's just as a marketing right now. Okay, so you have to actually get using it and experience it, then we can give more views. But if you ask me honestly, I don't think it's replacing you for next 4 or 5 years. Okay, so don't worry too much, focus on your own, like don't worry too much. It's bad for that, okay, I'm going to get out of job, but no, that's not that, like that. You focus on your skills, do development projects, gain experience, everything you will see this happening. Okay, so don't worry too much. For basics, okay, they can do it, all the this virtual software, this AI software engineers do it. But when the requirements are complex, I don't see them kind of overtaking you guys. Okay, so don't worry. Okay, then there is, bro, I'm final year student, I'm learning full stack development, but I don't like the full stack. Okay, so decided to move to DevOps, but DevOps, many people said the fresher get job in DevOps not easy, and which is, I'm also telling that from the very beginning, that as a fresher getting job in DevOps is very tough. Instead, if you don't like the full stack, okay, you don't have to do full stack. Instead, why not you just do backend? Because like front end, I think it's more complicated than backend. Of course, backend has its fair share of complexity, but front end, there are a lot of changes come. There are a lot of this and that. In backend, actually, it's a bit. I mean, it's a comfortable. There are complexities. There are complex requirement of doing business implementation, all that. But it is somehow backend will survive. Okay, there will be pressure, there will be everything, but you can survive better than the front end. But if you are good at UI UX, you are good at the visual like HTML CSS JavaScript all the implementation, then you can move towards front end. But start with something either back. I will say highly suggest the backend part, where you implement the SDKs, you do host your own servers, I mean application to different server, or I mean, host your application to the cloud and do all that. It will be better. Okay, so I will, yeah, I think to give you a suggestion, I will say for 1 or 2 year, the first 1 or 2 year, you better become a backend engineer. Then you make a switch to DevOps. It will make more sense, and you will have a more easy than just research engineer to DevOps. Than that, I think it will be better. Okay, sir. Sometime I got demotivated because I'm in the fifth sem and I made a DevOps project in last 2 sem. There are not a single profession. That's see the current institutions or current college and all that, they will be not able to understand that. They don't, because they never worked on DevOps projects. So they will say, okay, you didn't do anything. You actually might have worked a lot of, I mean, you worked hard on the projects. You did all the changes. You did build something, but they will not value it. That's the reality. Okay. So just for the sake of the college and all this, instead of DevOps, just build some real application. Or not real, means say end-to-end application, then give the flow, because otherwise DevOps or cloud things, they yet to understand. Okay, it's kind of, I understand your feeling, but it is the institution is like that only, so you have to adapt to that, which is wrong. But what we can do, you need marks and you need, campus. If things happen in campus, it will be helpful that way, right? For DevOps engineers, own learning Dynatrace monitoring tool, how it can help. See, Dynatrace is very, I mean, good monitoring, but it's a paid tool. Okay, so paid or paid service. So if the company have a budget to integrate the Dynatrace, for the big companies possible, for small to mid companies might not prefer that. They can go to say there's other stacks. Okay, ELK stack, or maybe this is the ELK stack. I was remembering what is, I'm forgetting, ELK stack or cloud, CloudWatch and all this thing. They will prefer more rather than Dynatrace. Even this New Relic they can prefer, because I think New Relic is cheaper than probably Dynatrace. But anyway, Dynatrace itself is a big ecosystem of monitoring and all the resource monitoring, log monitoring, debugging, and all this stuff. It's kind of a complete package, but that comes with a cost. So if the company can afford the cost, then only they can go for the Dynatrace. Otherwise, they might not prefer. So it's a good thing to have, but I don't see it's too much applicability. Okay, so not all the companies are using Dynatrace. So if you have time in hand, you are feeling interested, learn it, but it's not mandatory. Okay. Okay, let's see. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, right. Probably we use like a daily tool. How we use ChatGPT for faster development. I think yes, there is there. You can use the ChatGPT for getting things done quickly, but you have to also make sure you don't make it a habit. For now, it's free, but next tomorrow, if they say no, you have to pay 2,000, 10,000. Where will be? Your thinking process should not die. The what I have seen when I was talking with the freshers, when I'm talking with even senior engineers, they kind of stuck to ChatGPT. Give me one moment, no? Someone is calling. Here. I think yes, stop happening too much, so they are worried. Okay, no worries. Now, yes. So I was talking about this question. Let's come back to that. So it's, yeah, the right. Probably we use it for daily tool, like how. Okay. So yeah, I mean, I think what you're talking about the Devon AI. Yes, you can use it just like ChatGPT, but even you like even also ChatGPT, I will say don't depend too much on it, because this be Devon, be ChatGPT. Today they can just free to make you used to it, to kill your thought process, to kill your own development. This is a trap. If you ask me honestly, I find it is a trap that you get used to it, you get kind of fully dependent on it, then they make it kind of high amount paid, and by habit you have to pay whatever the amount they ask. Otherwise, because by the time you get used to it, you already killed your thought process, you killed your logic building and all that. So which is wrong. Okay, I will say okay, you use it to save some time, but don't become completely addicted to this all this chat GPT or say Devini, whatever come next. Okay, don't get fully dependent on it. Okay, because what I've seen when talking with these junior engineers or say freshers, or when I'm mentoring people, even senior engineers where I'm helping out, they're getting stuck to ChatGPT. Something I follow the ChatGPT thing, I'm not solving. I said, did you Google about it? Sandip, I didn't do it. I said, what? I mean, it's a good start. You're a senior engineer. You should at least search about it. And the moment he searched, and in some GitHub issues page, the solution already there. But because the chat GPT solution he think is true and he didn't go to that particular GitHub issue page. And so this solution is there. You should be trying that, right? So that is the thing. Don't kill your thought process, your logics, like say solution building or logic building process, and become fully dependent on it. That is my request and suggestion. Don't become like that. Okay. Now the same I am working. So it's from Sai Kumar. I'm working as an Oracle DBA. I have knowledge on Docker, good Kubernetes, AWS Cloud. How to make switch to DevOps? I think you have on containerization, container orchestration using Kubernetes, AWS Cloud. I am hoping that you have the core services knowledge. Now, additional things you require is that you have a development. Because Oracle DBA, so you have DB knowledge, but you need programming, say automation and Linux and scripting knowledge. Then some infra as a code, maybe Terraform or cloud formation. I will say Terraform because in that case, then you can jump to any cloud. Okay, if you have the other cloud experiences along with the Terraform, and then Ansible, that will be good enough to get started. And of course, wherever you're applying, see what are the additional skills they're asking for. If you can just quickly learn that, okay, that will be good thing to get started and make a switch. Sir, can you please? Okay, it's from Swastik Mukherjee. Sir, can you create a tutorial series on HashiCorp Sandel policies? Actually, I do. I mean, I did one on the Nomad, but and actually, one of the funny case, I created a Nomad on the very version one, and that didn't get a very good response. Some people say okay, but I was hoping the people try that, not people try. So, which kind of I got demotivated even though I work professionally on I think 2.5 project on Nomad in production level, but since not much people got interested, I dropped that idea. But similar to Sanitel, I think it's very like you or maybe few only people required. If you want, of course, if I get time, I will definitely think about implementing. Even I want to cover the HashiCorp Vault also. So maybe HashiCorp Sanitel and Vault I will cover. Okay, so but maybe not now, but I will definitely cover. I have planned for that. Oh, by the way, YouTube last question. So I am 2000 password. I learn AWS DevOps. I'm still not getting your first and all. Make sure the resume that you, because I think you're not getting a interview call also. So make sure that you have your resume good resume. Use a worded.com or maybe whatever the other places. Make good resume. I think Nova resume, whatever. Even I made a video also on resume building. I will make another video if you guys want in next week, maybe live if possible, because I will be in Bangalore to attend AWS community. But I can just become live and just share the resume building for the freshers. I think I did once, but I will do again, freshers or experience altogether. So I will do that. But anyway, make sure the resume is good enough. And as a fresher, you highlight your achievement on the skill wise and the internal, or say the project you have sample wise developed, and it should not be a exact copy of other projects. Then you will get a chance for interview call. I'm very sure of it. Most cases, what I've seen that people just copy paste. Don't do that. If you're doing it wrong, make something unique, and that way you can you will get projects. And don't just stop in one or two projects or five projects. I'm sorry, five projects, but five opportunities. Keep like, so if you as a kind of ratio, if you apply to 100 kind of opportunities as a fresher, you might get call from 10 or maybe 20. I'm saying 20 is very generous number. I was at 10, and if you give interview to 10, you might or might not give even one opportunity. So if you give around say 20-30 interviews, you might get one offer call. So think about that way and keep doing it, keep applying, because you don't have a luxury. The senior engineers do have a luxury that somehow they will get, because of the experience, they somehow will be able to get a project. Even in this bad market also they will get, if they have more than 2 or 3 experience. But a complete fresher don't have the luxury. So you have to keep trying absolutely no matter what. Okay, so let's see if you have, okay, LinkedIn part I will just quickly cover. I think then I'll be all done. Oh, I think one question. Let me just answer that. I think from um, Ramesh Reddy. Currently, where I bro? Right now, I'm in Kolkata. I have my house in Kolkata, but I'm in actually right now in West Bengal, the area called Bandel. And I have my own house here, so I'm staying there. I'm doing live from there, even though outside there is a big storm happening and there is no current and nothing, no electricity. But I have the backup also, which is why I'm still live. I'm doing live. Otherwise, I think I would have disconnected by now. But anyway, what is next? I think yeah, I'm supposed to cover the LinkedIn question quickly. Okay, let's see what are the question I have. So it's from Shoaib. So do you have any plan for Azure? I do actually. I want to maybe after. I mean, see, if you think about what I've done, I didn't. I don't have much time, but whenever I get time, I make contents. Even AWS is very vast. I didn't able to complete all the AWS. So I do have. I think covered a multi-cloud project on Terraform long, not so long, maybe within last 5 6 months back. I do have a plan to cover the Azure and Azure Infra as a code using Terraform, but not right now. Maybe after 5 6 months. Okay. Right now, the priority is Go series and complete it. I think 5 6 episodes remaining. Already 8 9 done. I think 9 episodes done. 5 6 remaining. Complete that somehow. Then I want to have a Kubernetes series. Then after that, I will cover to the Azure. Okay. Okay, then bro, fourth student, I think I answered your question. Then which is the best path to learn beginner for DevOps since minute I think that also covered. In today's job market, only tools in tops are cakes and actually they I mean the core requirements actually evolve around this Kubernetes and Terraform, but in interview they're not just limited to this case because they will be asking question to the system debugging, they will be asking question to programming, they will be asking question to cloud and whatnot, databases and this and that. So kind of you have to thoroughly analyze the requirement, the job requirements, and you have to develop your own plan for the interview. And you go to interview, there will be question that you don't know. This is very common, but learn from that and I think that you learn what you don't know, and next interview onwards, the same should not be fail. This is my strategy. If I give 10 interviews, in 9 interviews where I fail, I keep learning and learning. In 10 interviews, all common, I'll be able to pass the interview. That is my strategy always been. So what I will say, yes, these two are the hot tools, but just don't only depend on Kubernetes and Terraform. You learn the entire ecosystem properly for becoming a DevOps engineer. Okay. Um, I think Naga's also another question. What are the different prompts of the chat GPT we need to use for SRE? See, it depends on the problem statement. You give the chat GPT or any other tool the context, what you're doing, what you're developing, what is a solution you want, and they will give you some suggestion on the tag. And then you see if there is any problem, you paste the error log or error statement, and then they will recalibrate and kind of organize the code and remove the codes to satisfy whatever your expectation. But that itself is also a long process. So what I will suggest, okay, use ChatGPT. Also another tab you open about like Google about the things. Combine, you should have the better solution. Okay, don't just depend on ChatGPT. Also use your normal searching like in the Googler. So in past, you used to say a very good software. I mean, good not to say a senior engineers who know the Google best. He's a perfect Googler. You know how to Google it. So we mastered the Google skills. So that also still valid in today's Chat GPT or say AI era also. Okay. Does DevOps Cloud SRE role transit into? I mean, for normal DevOps Cloud SRE roles, after having enough experience, you become team lead. I don't know the context of the question, but if you are thinking about like normal cloud DevOps, they move to the management side, say head of DevOps or say lead DevOps engineer or DevOps architect or similar kind of role it transits to. Okay. How MLOps and AI, actually, this is a good question. AI, this AIOps and MLOps actually many companies are preferring. I would say not the small companies are mid, but uh, startup companies whose product is actually on that, they might prefer, but not all the companies actually looking for that. Okay, so can we? I think that is I have covered. I think I've covered all the my YouTube also. Sorry, LinkedIn also. One last question is there. Your thoughts on Code Cloud site for DevOps engine? I think yeah, this is Code Cloud is actually many engine. I personally myself never registered or didn't purchase their subscription, but what I heard feedback from others is good. So you can, I mean, if the The monthly cost is okay for you to afford, you can, but I'll say the first rule of thumb, you first go to YouTube or any other site where you can learn for free. If you that's enough, good. If it's not enough, you want to go more deep into it, you check the Udemy courses, which is more cheaper, 400, 500, 300 rupees. If that is also not enough, then you jump to this kind of, because this is more money involved, right? That is one thing. Okay, I think I covered a lot of questions, and that's it, guys. I think I answered a lot of things. If you have any more questions, feel free to think ask me anytime on LinkedIn as a DM, or in this video's comment section. Also, you can ask it. I will answer whenever I get chance. By the way, I think last before going to before ending it, if you want to become a freelance DevOps engineer, cloud engineer, or say programmer, there are many sites available. Okay, what was my strategy even now also, if say in future also, say for example I don't have a job, any bad situation, I'm out of the freelancing current clients, for example, which is very unlikely to happen, my strategy would be to apply to all the freelancing website that I know for the cloud DevOps say programming, whatever my expertise are, and keep applying to the opportunities available to me, and then give interviews as much as possible and get a freelance project from me and perform it really well, impress the client. That client will have references and grab to those references. That would have been my strategy from last few years and will be my future also. Maybe some strategy here and then, minor modifications, but this will be my overall strategy. So if you're planning to become a freelance engineer or freelance this developer, I will say make sure your finances are straight. You have a backup plan, backup finance, or say saving for next 6 7 months. Because when I started DevOps, I mean, freelance, I was a bachelor guy, no wife. Like that time I'm bachelor means I don't have a wife, don't have a daughter. But now I have wife, daughter, I have a lot of cost and all that involved. So for me, if so for example I have been a normal engine, normal say company employee, it would have been made of fear, a bit of fear in my heart. But since when I started freelancing, when I was kind of a bachelor guy with no or less responsibility, I did able to take the risk openly. I had no problem. But if you're a senior engineer guy who have a stable job, but for any reason, could be flexibility reason, could be the commute time is more, could be the manager is making headache, whatever the reason, you're finding it hard to continue the normal job and want to become a freelance engineer, make sure that you have next 6 months savings ready, because in 6 months you'll be building skills, you'll be keep applying, you'll be bidding, you'll be doing a lot of activities. Okay, believe me, it's no easy thing to get started with the freelance. Nothing is easy. So whatever you see in front of you one doing, you may think it's easy. The moment you start on that the same path, you will see what are the complexities coming. So nothing is easy in life. You have to work hard to get it get get good at it. Okay, so your thing is that if you want to become freelance engineer, it's a welcoming choice, but make sure you understand the reality of it. Okay, so you have a finance, because the first 4 5 months you'll be struggling to get the client. Once you get the client, you have to deliver them with very good quality. After that, you build your reference say reference as a list of the clients. You at least work for 2 3 clients parallelly, at least 2 clients parallelly. Then you will be in a age, okay, I have 2 clients, I'm now assured that I'll be not out of job in next 5 6 years. So that is a strategy that you should be utilizing to have a stable life. Because in life, food cost is there, electricity, this that cost, child education cost, xyz cost is there, which is fixed cost that you have to keep doing it. So it's not like you can survive without the client too much long time, right? So plan well. If you want suggestion, I'll be happy to. It's really hard to like so many messages, but I'll try to as responsive, use this kind of session to ask as many questions as possible. I will definitely give my thoughts and all that, of course, as just like I'm doing right now. But yeah, that is it. Nothing is easy. You have to work hard. You have to like work hard and smart way. There is no easy thing. Okay, so if you're new, by the way, before going, if you're like you're watching me on LinkedIn, feel free to like the video and share this video with others if you find it useful. Of course, I think you find it useful anyway. If you're watching on YouTube, give it a like, share it, and make sure to subscribe to the channel if you are not already subscribed. That will of course motivate me to make this kind of live session. even though my wife is kind of waiting when I'm going to turn in the session, because daughter also kind of knocking when Papa will be available. So yeah, that's it. I'm going to go to them now. See you soon in my next video. And yes, I'm going to release the Kubernetes plugin development video recorded already. I'm yet to edit the video because, of course, it's a long video. It's not that is something you should be liking. I'm editing it. As soon as done, I'll be releasing it. Bye bye. See you soon in my next video.